Why, hello. Okay, so we're going to create the visual definition of the principle of design contrast. So this is it in the book. We'll go here to the next page. Create a new landscape 8.5 by 11 Photoshop document. We're going to name it DMA DMA1 and your period underscore PODContrast and your last name. So let's go ahead and do that. Switch over to Photoshop here. We go to new file. It's a print document, so we click right on print there. It's 8.5 by 11. Now we're going to go ahead and name this. Where it says untitled, we're going to do DMA1 and your period number underscore POD contrast underscore your last name. Okay, now right now it's 8.5 by 11 and we need it to be landscape orientation, and of course we don't judge. Whatever its orientation, we love all. Okay, so landscape, these just switched. That's gonna be a landscape. Print resolution is 300 pixels per inch and RGB color, so all these are the defaults. We'll leave those and then we'll go ahead and press create. Alright, so now we're going to need our borders. So you can go right over here to view, and we're going to view the rulers. So it's Command R, click right on there, and we can see these. Perfect example. It's coming up in pixels. Oh my gosh, I know, I'm a little worried. So all we have to do is right click in the ruler and choose inches, because this is a print document and they're usually measured in inches. Okay, so we just right clicked, chose inches. Now we can go ahead and drag out those guides. So click right in the ruler, click, hold, and drag, and right to 1/4 of an inch. Okay, this is an inch, this is a half an inch, this is a quarter. Okay, so right there. Then we're dragging down from the top here. Click, hold, and drag down, and right there at the 1/4 inch. And we need them for the side and bottom. So I'm going to hold the space bar to get the hand and zoom up like that. Click here, go to 10 3/4 right there, and then drag down to 8 1/4. There we have it. Okay, now I just pressed Command 0 to have this fit in the screen. And what we're going to do is go get the text now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the text style that we're going to use for most of it. So you're going to need the character window. So right up here, character, we go to window, character. What? So crazy. All right, so I'm going to embed this in here where it has a nice little home. So I'm going to drag it from this blank area. I'm going to drag it right above the layers. So I'm going to click and hold in this blank area and drag it, and that little blue line goes above layers. I can just let go and it embeds it right in there. Oh yeah, it's cozy now. Okay, I'm going to use Helvetica Neue. That's how you pronounce it. So what I will do here, you just select that and Helvetica up, there it is. So I'm going to start with Helvetica Neue, is that how you pronounce that? Light. So you should have that. And we start with maybe 24 point, just as far as a starting place goes. Everything else is at the presets. Okay, so then I'm going to go get the type tool here. Up there it is. So now we can go over here and go to the next page. We're turning the page here. All right, so contrast, principle of design. All these are going to be on their own layers. Every little dash is going to be on its own layer. So what you can do, check this out, because I'm so nice. You take your cursor here, click and drag, and now you can right click and copy, or just Command C. So click on that, and then we'll go over here to our Photoshop document, and we'll just click once, and Command V will paste it. Then with that little check mark. We're going to do that with all of that text. Okay, now I'm just going to go back and forth, getting all that. right here, gonna click, drag like that, Command C or copy, go over to Photoshop, have the text tool, type tool, click once, Command V, paste it. Looks like there's some extra spaces there. Oh, holy mama, what happened there? Okay, oh, it left in the warm ups and, okay, so got rid of that. Okay, now I'm just going back and forth, grabbing all that text. So right here, okay, click and drag down there. And click copy. Over here, click once. Go ahead and delete that. Once it comes up, you just hit delete and then Command V to paste. So we get that in there cleanly. Okay, check mark. Okay, then we're grabbing this next little group of text. Copy, click here, click there, delete. There we go. Here, let me move this up a little bit. And just drag that up a little bit, give it some space here. Click there, type tool. So contrast is important, okay. Stay away from elements that are just similar. Want to stay away from that. Because you want it to be dramatic. Here, and V. There we go. Go back over here. For example, grab that. Go here, click once, Command V. Over here. See, it's pretty quick once you get a little groove going with it. Command C, click there, Command V. And over here, a large text, small text, click copy, and now we'll put that right there. Command V, fantastic. Okay, so we got all that text in there. Now we're going to go and format it. Click there. What I would suggest right now is save the document. So we'll go to File, Save. Okay. And then you probably have a media folder in your documents. Do I have one here? But no. I'm going to go ahead and make one. Okay, so I'm going to save it into the camping media folder. And we've already named it. What? So crazy. So that's what we need. It's going to be a .psd. This is the master Photoshop document that you'll be using and you'll be editing and all that. So right here, Photoshop, and go ahead and save that. Maximize compatibility. If that comes up, you can go ahead and don't show again, and it'll always do that, which is a fantastic thing. Okay. There we go. All right, so now we go back over to the book, go to the next page, and this is what we want it to look like. We want it to look fantastic like this, and I'll show you how to do all that stuff. There's a few little tricks. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to first format this. Got contrast there. So make sure you have auto select, show, transform controls, rented lips, you know, happens. We're in the move tool, and we have those two selected. Alrighty. So now we're going to go over here, and we're going to choose the fattest version of Helvetica Neue. And it's going to be condensed black. Bold is bold, but black is thicker. It's the thickest of any font. So whenever you see the name of a font or a style, if it has the word black after it, you know that that's going to be the biggest fatty. Okay, so here I'll move this over here so you can see the difference. Put that over there. Now if we make this bold, okay, it's bold, nice and bold, but now check it out. Here, I'll make it a little bigger so it's more apparent. Okay, now if I go to condensed black, oh, okay, let's see what happens. Whoa, dun dun, it's mighty. Okay, so whenever you have a font that has this style with black, then it's going to be the thickest. So fantastic. Okay, so now we have that. We got the thickest thing happening there. Okay, come on, little darling. And go there, and now we can just drag it from the quanta. We're going to drag it all the way across. Okay, drag it down a little bit like that, a little bit like that, and have it go all the way across. So this C lines up, that T lines up, hit the thing. But now we're going to condense the tracking a little bit. So, tracking. Okay, we're going to put these letters a little closer together because it has a little more designed look when you do these kinds of things. So we have that like that. Have a letter like that. Okay, and right here, you can see it's got this little arrow going back and forth. So that's going to adjust the spacing between all these letters. So you just click on that. If you put your cursor over it, it gives you the finger. What? In a good way, right? The scrubby slider. So now we're gonna just click, hold, and drag it over to condense it a little bit. Ooh, that looks crazy. Okay, this is about 100, maybe like 80-ish. 80 looks pretty good. So it's not the standard spacing. It has a little cooler look to it. And so now we change this again and make it fit in there. Okay. I'll arrow it over. Doesn't really make that sound, but you know, can have sound effects. Okay, have that. Get the little check mark. Fantastic. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Now, principles of design. Okay, you can leave it in caps like that, but I think it looks a little bit better with lowercase. So I just grab the type tool, click here, and I just delete that, put that. Oh yeah, so cool, right? Get rid of that, get rid of that. Not necessary, but just a little style thing. As you do design, you start seeing little different changes that might look cool, and you do that. Okay, then hit the little check mark here. Now I'm gonna grab the move tool up here. Okay, and with show transform and all that, it gives you those little adjustment things. Now we're gonna rotate, but to rotate it so it snaps, so it can go exactly up and downsies, I'm just going to hold Shift and get the bent arrow. It means it's gonna rotate it. And just click and go snap, 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 snap. Oh, snap. Okay. So now it's exactly straight up and down. So you can hit done there. I'm going to bring it up here. So we have a bit of a situation here. There's not enough contrast between this black text and this black text, right? So we're going to have to add contrast. So we're going to make this lighter. That's color contrast. So I can go over here and maybe grab a little bit of a gray. Maybe up here. Fantastic. All right, go ahead and press OK. Now we're gonna make it fit in there, so we're gonna just move it up a little bit. And then we're gonna resize it so it fits inside that C. This is a little smaller text because it's less important than this. This is our main message, is contrast. And press done there, click there. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so cool and crazy, right? Okay, so now we've got that. I'm going to move along here because if you need to stop and look back at something, you didn't quite get it, you can do that. You can pause it and review it. Okay, there. Now we're going to make this look like this. Contrast is an effect created by placing very different things or elements next to each other. Very different is very important. So then you really get the punch of contrast. Okay, so punch. So that's like that. We're going to make very different, very different. Then we're going to lower the baseline. We're going to do a baseline shift. I know, right? Something you've always wanted to do. Okay, so I'm going to click on here. Now we're going to have to get rid of some of these funky little spaces. So you can double, triple click on there. Click before the word element. Delete, 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 delete. Get it back up there. Then press return, or excuse me, enter. So, or spacebar, sorry about that. So we get it all on one line here. Okay, so we got that. All I did was press delete until it went up there, added that space. Okay, next thing, very different. Let's make it very different. What do you say, folks? Okay, we're going to use the same font as this so you get some consistency. And that's another thing in design. You want some consistency, some repetition is what it's called. And it looks more unified. So right here, go there, and condense black. Bam. And then they're going to make it a little bigger. Whoa. Very different is very different. Okay, about that size. Now we're going to do the baseline shift. It's right here. It's a little A and then has the arrow next to it. Again, because it's a number in here, numeric thing, you can do the scrubby slider. So click, hold, and drag, and see it moves the baseline. Now the baseline of fonts and typography is where all the text sits. It sits on this baseline. And what we're doing is we're shifting that baseline, thus the baseline shift. I have to move it up a little bit because I want that V to kind of match up with that baseline right there. It gives it a bit of an alignment thing and looks a little tighter and more organized. Okay, so now I want to move this all the way down so that E lines up right down there. So I'm going to select that. Again, the baseline shift right here. Oh, wait, there it is, baseline shift. And again, just click, hold, and drag. And let's see the top of that E. That's right about there. Okay. And now I can go ahead and click on the checkbox. And I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. So Command 0 will fit it in the window. Now I want this to line up across here. I want it to line up here on this side with that guide. And then this, we'll just make it a little smaller. Whoop, holy. There we go. And there we have it. Fantastic. Okay, getting control of type in Photoshop is very important. So that it gives you the freedom. This ultimate discipline of learning this stuff will give you ultimate freedom to create anything you want to, because you'll know how to do it. I know, kind of wild. Okay, there. I'm going to go ahead and file save or Command S. It's good to save this regularly because, of course, you know, if an electromagnetic pulse bomb goes off, you want your work to be saved. Not that anything would work at that point, but, you know, just in case.